Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We would not be. We would be in a level of comfortability if Hillary Clinton was president.
I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with him. I think that we would be having. I think the both genders would be at war with each other. That's what I think would be happening if Hillary Clinton was.
Well, I'll tell you
office.
this: that black men. I'm not speaking for all of us here, but black men are some of the most misogynistic people on the planet.
Wow.
Thank you.
You know, one of the first things black Americans did after slavery? We ran for office. Our ancestors were poor and illiterate for the most part, and still they stood up for us. Nowadays, these black leaders stand up for everyone else but us. Listen, whether you're white, whether you're black, whatever, if you feel that these current politicians are not doing right by you, then you run for office and you become the politician who would do right by the people and for yourself as well. Black Americans, we have fought in every single war this nation has had. We have fought for this country even when this country consistently fights against us. It is time for us to stand up and fight for ourselves. Republican, Democrats, neither one's done well for us. Let's replace every single last one of them. Let's run for office or they're going to keep running us over.
I am Greg Marcel Dixon, and I approve this message.
All right. Welcome to Umar Gets His Groove Back. Nah, I'm just playing. Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. Midweek report news break. Hopefully everybody is doing great this evening. And we are talking about surviving Lizzo. And of course, we have a couple other things to talk about. But as we are getting people into the room, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and share it if you would. Much appreciative of that. And this story is very interesting, and it's looking like more people are starting to come out and kind of speak about their piece on Lizzo and their experience. And these are Black women. So, the old blame Black men thing is kind of falling apart at the seams with this one. But we will get there eventually here this evening. So first, let's see who we have in the chat. We got our brother Brandon Cruz Sings in the house. What's going on, my brother? We have our sister Key Prince in the house. What am I saying? Key Palmer. Key Prince in the house. Yes, indeed. Judah Queen in the house. Welcome, 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 my good sister. Yes, indeed. Please like and share this broadcast. We got our good brother, Kid Gravity Beyond, checking in. Yes, indeed. Have our sister Patricia Slade, Jersey City in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Got our brother Kerman S. Wingfield in the building. Welcome, welcome, my brother. And Cyberdyne 100 in the house. What is going on? What is going on? Yo 103 Queenin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So as everybody is coming on in, we have something else to talk about. And then the first order of the day, the Democrats. This is something that we are seeing a lot of the shills starting to come out the woodwork. We're their uptick in people attacking Ice Cube. And it makes sense. And we also see the attacks on various platforms and whatnot. And then, just random out of nowhere things. Well, one of those being said, the Democrats worry their most loyal voters won't turn out for Biden in 2024. Well, all these symbolic gestures might be to blame, that thing called benign neglect, So let me, I see another person who has came into the chat. One who cares in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got Tanya Zion in the house. Welcome. And we got our brother Reginald Jeter in the house. Welcome. So, like I said, we got the Democrats worried. And now they're actually being honest with it for the first time. So this article from the Washington Post reads, Democrats are worried about a potential drop next year in turnout amongst Black voters, the party's most loyal constituency, who played a consequential role in delivering the White House to President Biden in 2020 and will be crucial in his bid for re-election. Their concern stems from a 10 percentage point decline in Black voter turnout in last year's midterms compared with 2018. The bigger drop than among the other racial or ethnic groups, according to the Washington Post, analysts of Census Bureau turnout survey. Wow. Such warning signals were initially papered over by the Democratic successes in 2022. Oh, well, that's clear. Because they also had to worry about silencing the voices that are basically saying, give us tangibles or no vote. So while the tangibles no vote people actually were quite loud. As you, y'all ain't got no voice if you don't vote. That actually tells you that not voting is very extremely loud. Maxwell Jenkins in the house. What's going on? What's going on? And we got our brother Iron Malt Gordon in the house. What is going on? Yes, indeed. Yes, it's no one should vote for creepy, sleepy Jim Crow. I know that's right. Let's see. The party picked a U.S. Senate seat in Pennsylvania. Senator Raphael G. Warnock won re-election in an anticipated losses in the houses were minimal. But in key states like Georgia, the center of Democrats' plans to mobilize Black voters in large margins for Biden in 2024, turnout in last year's midterms was much lower among younger and male Black voters, according to the internal party analysts. Let's see. The drop in Black turnout has become the focus for Democrat leaders as the party reorients to next year's presidential contest. Biden's election in 2020 hinged on a narrow victories in states like Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, and that former President Donald Trump had won into 2016. Democratic activists are cautioning that the party can't afford to let support from Black voters slip. Walter Mondale Robinson, if y'all remember, I just talked about him last week. Walter Mondale Robinson, founder of the Black Male Voter Project, shared a dire assessment of Democrats' potential turnout problems with black men. Let's see. He says, in many of the battleground states, he said, many Black men are sporadic or non-voters, meaning they are registered but have voted in one or none of the past 3 presidential elections. Robinson said, Democrats spend too much time focused on converting conservative-leaning white women in the suburbs who they see as swing voters. Instead, he said they should focus more on turning out Black men, viewing them as swing voters who are debating whether to vote or stay home. Well, what does that say? That says that there has been a lot of movement and a lot of impressions felt of this new wave of grassroots, because they're talking about younger and Black men. All of a sudden, Black men are being spoken of. Imagine that. Imagine that. All of a sudden, you can actually mention Black men. D. Foster in the house. What is going on? Welcome, my brother. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, just notice that, and I just want to play some examples of why Democrats are in the predicament they are in. Here's one.
But I will not sit here and allow the trans community to be abused and in essence to be rejected. And for someone somewhere, let me say, your life is worthwhile.
That's where their attention is. But here's another example.
I'm not always going to only talk about what we can do for Black people.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
And again, we're talking about Joe Biden, of all people.
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Hooey. Lord. Boy, that guy is just the gift that keeps on giving, isn't he? So, yeah, think about that. Walter Mondale Robinson. Oh, you know what? Let me get that out of here so I can make room for this other video that y'all got to see, because we need to make it very plain why Democrats are having issues at the polls, because you having your people come out to push benign neglect on us, while there's a lot of people that you're funding behind the scenes to make sure that they undermine our agenda at every turn, albeit they have Black faces. But you have people like Greg Carr, which is part of the Democratic Shield crew. And this guy is despicable, because he does things and he'll try to do it on the slick and then try to call everybody else stupid, while always trying to propose everybody should be getting cut in on our reparations. And that's just not right at all. But nonetheless, that's just what this dude is on. And so again, wondering why Democrats are losing? This is why.
Fund and Task Force Establishment Act of 2023 may find it useful to consider 4 broad assertions, and I'll outline them momentarily, which are especially relevant to considering defining eligibility beyond race and or lineage as points of departure for exploring reparative relief for descendants of Africans for whom group identity as African captives serves as the unifying categorization and point of harm requiring repair. Standing for eligibility for reparations from the direct wrongs and traumas of enslavement, U.S. apartheid, Jim and Jane Crow, and structural and institutional racism must be established at the site of the initial harm, namely the abduction by European countries of human beings from the African continent. The definition of entities responsible for this harm should not be restricted to the polities and legal entities formed subsequent to this original harm. Such an error extends rather than addresses the wrongs and traumas.
No, it does not, boy. No, brother, it does not. See, that's the sneaky behavior of who we're talking about. And then, you give us politicians that, again, don't do anything for the people. Look what's going on in Chicago. You have a whole situation going on in Chicago, and now you're trying to make illegal immigrants cops. And so all that dreamer talk, how did that work out? Now, look, and once again, take a look at New York.
Eventually, this was going to come to a neighborhood near you. Having someone embedded is a good start. That came from the Secretary of Homeland Security. We want to thank him. But I've been very clear on what we need. We need to control the border. We need to call a state of emergency, and we need to properly fund this national crisis.
Well, you shouldn't have started it to begin with. But ultimately, let me get this in here. I need to take it back down memory lane. Let me get this on in here real quick. Bear with me 1 second, family. Because these folks, we don't understand why the black male vote and why we are losing support from the younger Democrats. Because we're telling you we want and need something for our votes. And what did Joe Biden say? Look, this country is doomed, not just because of y'all, but it's just going to be a few whites around. So, you're going to have to get used to working with the Hispanics. What that mean? White supremacy is still going to be in power. So what you need to learn how to do is just, get along. And so with that being said, if people think that that's not true, or if that is not the tone coming out of the White House, well, to close out this segment of this broadcast, I give you none other than good old Shay Pierre.
Go ahead, Alex.
San Francisco just held a hearing on reparations for decades of institutional racism, and other cities and states are considering impaneling similar commissions. DC is one of them. Where does this administration stand on reparations for slavery and segregation and similar historic wrongs, specifically pertaining to Black Americans?
So look, we understand that there's a legislation on the Hill currently on the study of reparations, and we think Congress is the appropriate venue for consideration on such action, and so we're going to leave it there for Congress to decide to let them go through their process that they're taking at this moment. But I would lay out and speak to what the president has done over the last 2 years. When he came into office, he talked about the different crises that this country is dealing with, and one of them was racial equity and racial equality, and fighting for that for communities like the Black community. And one of the things that he did straight away in the beginning of his administration is he signed an executive order that made sure that across the government that we had an approach that dealt with inequality, that made sure that political appointees in those agencies put that equality lens as they were moving forward with dealing with policy. And so that's important in really getting to the root of that issue. Clearly that's on the federal level, and just last month he issued a second order reaffirming the administration's commitment to deliver on that equity. So the president has shown his commitment. He's spoken to this issue that in particular the black community has to deal with for generations upon generations. So he is going to continue to lift that up. But as it relates to the legislation, we want to leave that in the hands of Congress.
Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Oh, Lord. I don't know why that is so funny. Oh, nonetheless, for those of y'all who missed the very beginning of this broadcast, as you guys are coming in, you probably did not see the picture I put up at the very beginning. And this is how I opened it up. You know, with this one here, as said, welcome to Dr. Umar Gets His Groove Back. Not really certain what he was thinking with doing this one. If y'all don't know who that is the world famous thought Suki Hana, who is now being moved and primed and ready to take Lizzo's place. I mean, not that that's what's happening. I mean, who knows? I mean, shoot, sometimes reality actually happens real time, but who knows? I guess we'll just see how this one all shakes out in the end. Anyway, something else, family. Do y'all remember when we were talking about the other angry tether that was hating? You know, just to follow up on the Nigerian. Yeah, so within the same week that she made her attempt, she's actually has a little podcast interview with Ebro. So did y'all see how she was moving? Boy, did we call a shill out or not? Yeah, already set and primed and ready to start bashing black men just in time for the next election cycle. Whoops. Cyber Time 100. What's going on? What's going on? Thank you so much for the super chat. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Absolutely hands off our reparations. Yes, indeed. I see some more folks that came into the house. Let's see where we at. We got our brother Yakanan. Yes, indeed. And we also have our brother Heat St. Cloud. And I see our brother Rose City. What's going on, bro? Yes, indeed. I see our sister Blueberry Muffin in the house. Welcome, welcome. Yes, indeed. Up late on the East Coast, we got TJ. Why is she fluttering her eyes and stuttering like that? She's the PS Buick. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Because she had to figure out how to word it as best as possible while saying nothing. And that's a pretty hard job with such a direct question. We have Sonny 81 in the building. What is going on, our good sister? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, indeed. So yeah, this sister, now use that term loosely. She already was over here gonna be on Old Man Ebro's show. So yeah, be on the lookout for when you start seeing people coming out just being loud and real disrespectful to black folks. Just know that there's probably something behind that. And yeah. And then I'm not sure what Umar got going on. The pictures that he posted over the weekend have been really, really interesting. I'll just leave it at that. Like I said, welcome to Umar Gets His Groove Back. I mean, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's hope this ends well, Umar. Just saying. You know, this has the potential to go south pretty quickly, brother. Sidonian Snow, welcome, welcome, welcome. I mean, I don't know. I mean, for this brother, I'm sure that he could be. We have to be for real with our sisters and see in this Nigerian thought culture over here. She has to. Okay, whatever. Oh Lord, old grandma, welcome, welcome, welcome. Rose City. Woo, Lord have mercy. Yeah, so like I said, we are talking about surviving Lizzo, and so we're gonna go ahead and get through this. And this is not going to be too long of a broadcast because I only have 3 things to get to, but I wanted to take enough time to kind of get into this Lizzo thing. But first, I don't know if y'all been seeing, there was a story out of Costco. Oh, wait, but before I get there, oh yeah, before I go there, yeah, let me take you back to, and this is not about this particular fellow right here. That's Bakari Sellers. And this story is not necessarily about Bakari Sellers, but nonetheless, when you're of that kind of ilk, like, you know, and not to call nobody out, but we understand how these activists that they tell us are activists anyway. The DC Caller reads today, scandal-ridden Black Lives Matter activist Sean King will pay $75,000 for calling DA candidate, quote, a real-life supervillain. It says Black Lives Matter activist Sean King paid a $75,000 settlement to a district attorney candidate after calling him a real-life supervillain and accusing him of framing a black man for murder. On April 12th, King's Super PAC sent the sum to Carlos Vega, who ran unsuccessfully for Philadelphia District Attorney in 2021, settling the defamation suit. And the Free Beacon first reported on the transaction on Tuesday. Anthony Wright, the man accused of Vega of framing, was accused of R-ing and deleting an elderly woman and served 25 years in prison. A jury exonerated Wright in 2016, with Wright claiming he signed a false confession 14 minutes after being taken into custody because police threatened him with bodily harm. King addressed the controversy in an Instagram post on April 4th, apologizing for his wrong statements. Wow. Carlos Vega, as you may recall, ran against Larry Krasner in the last DA's race in Philadelphia. Carlos and I may not agree on a lot, but I was wrong about one important thing that I would like to clarify, King said. I previously posted that Carlos framed and convicted Anthony Wright of R and deletion in 1993, and that Carlos has lied about it for generations. I was wrong when I made those statements. Carlos was not involved in Anthony Wright's trial and conviction in 1993. Carlos was co-prosecutor for Anthony Wright's 2016 retrial, which thankfully concluded in Anthony being found not guilty. Oh, wow, that definitely didn't land well for Sean King. Now, did it? Damn. And he already paid him, by the way. So wasn't Sean King talking about some money not too long ago that he was in the hole or something like that? Yeah, no wonder. Right after you had to pay this dude to $75,000, I totally get it now. Huh. So, like I said, for lack of one phony activist to another. I had to put him on the screen. Oh, by the way, look at what Greg Carr retweeted. That's the dude to be on Roland. And while obviously the Roland crew be watching this little channel over here on YouTube, and especially what goes on Twitter, that the woman that be on his show, if you're watching now, that is hilarious. You would literally go make a whole post with a video and everything that it ain't a statue, stupid. Okay. You send your shills to come over and disrupt everything we saying just because we are simply stating what we see it as. It is a empty symbolic gesture. And it's really in poor taste when you have me blocked, but yet you're literally responding to my tweets. Only you and Roland, that's a Roland Martin crew thing, I guess. Because what was the last time that Roland actually responded to me? You two tweeting fools. And then I'm gonna block you again. Good Lord. Whatever, Roland. Anyway, moving right along. This might be a story that you have heard recently. This story popped up today, as you see. This I mean, you know, people might say that they feel that she was kind of thirst trapping. You know, who knows? I mean, you know, the sister works at Costco, and no, hopefully my mic's still on. Hopefully it's still there. Okay. Oh, okay. I ain't got that on anyway. So good. Hopefully you can still hear me. Good. Okay, so this sister works for Costco, and I guess here's another situation of body shaming. So it says a Costco employee shares her body shaming experience on TikTok. If you ask us, someone in the Costco HR is giving off hater vibes. This is an MSN article, by the way, if I did not mention that. Giving off hater vibes for real? Lord. Okay. Anyway, who they got riding over there at MSNBC? In July 26, 2023, a TikTok video creator, Isha Mason, Isha Mason, shared that she was called into the office due to her attire. And quote, I was called into my office and told that although I have on the right attire, I gave the wrong body shape, or I have the wrong body shape to wear it. I am in dress code, but because the men keep looking at me, I have to come to work in bigger clothes. That's body shaming, harassment, and it's just plain wrong. Costco needs to focus on much more important things than my body shape. I am embarrassed. This is embarrassing, Isha captured in the video. Okay. Now, this kind of gives off the, what was that? What was they calling her? Office Depot Bay or whatever? Ain't that off deepest bay? Or you know what I'm saying. Depot. Well, okay, so this sister did do a TikTok video, and let's go ahead and hear what she had to say. Brother Sage in the house. I see it. What's going on, my brother?
I just want to know, do I look inappropriate for work? My dress code is a polo and dress pants or jeans, no rips. I'm dressed appropriately. However, I was called into the office because I don't have the right body shape. I cannot help my body shape. I got a verbal because of my body shape, and I was told I need to wear bigger clothes. I don't appreciate being body shamed. I'm being body shamed. They don't know what I went through in my life and the trauma that I went through to have to deal with being body shamed at work. All I want to do is work.
And I'm not being dramatic, but you pulled me away from doing my job to tell me that I have the wrong type of body to wear the clothes that I'm wearing. I have on regular dress pants. And your excuse was the men in the tire shop and the boys keep stopping and looking at me. That's not my fault. You don't know the type of hell I had to go through my whole life just for how I look. You don't know what type of mental trauma I might have from having to be misunderstood for me to come to work to have to hear, oh, you have the wrong body shape, to wear the right clothes though, because I'm in dress code.
Okay. Now, I'm a just keep it a buck. You know, this kind of feels a little on the thirsty side for me. Now, I could be wrong. And because I don't know. So let me not be the judge, and don't think I'm judging, and I'm not. I'm just, I don't know. You know, are we Costco Bay now? I mean, is this what we're doing? I don't know. I mean, DSM. That's a cold name right there, ain't it? Welcome. Our brother Sage. And bro, yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's trying to be like the home. They kind of got that vibe, man. Kind of got that vibe. Blueberry Muffin said too much sauce. Oh, Yayla's Cadence. Welcome. Yeah. And I mean, what are we doing here? Like, y'all look at me like I'm in regular attire. Yeah. But come on now. It wouldn't matter if she had on jeans. They still would have a problem. Absolutely. So I can't, next is going to be Sam's Club. Sam's Club Bay. Say said, what state is this? Sage got to make him a Costco trip. You know, oh Lord, accentuated. Yeah, let's Cadence. Yeah, you know, I mean, not to say that I wouldn't say she needs to cover up or change, but I will say, don't act like you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, let's not act like the cakes ain't out. Yeah. Say he looking ahead there tomorrow. Oh, Lordy me. Yeah, buddy. So that's what's going on over there at Costco. In Costco news, you know, Isha Mason. You know, I guess, you know, now that she will be well known for getting harassed. I mean, MSNBC picked this story up real quick. And I do have to agree with the writer of this. There is no better way to describe this than this is some hater stuff. Because if she's coming with with what you told her to dress in, then you can't be mad. But yeah, I think, you know, she on the thirst trap and tip with it. But I mean, hey. Yeah, you know, so how was this my fault? She nervously chuckled. You know, you don't cut it out. And of course, there were a lot of people in there, you know, because truth be told, regardless of how she dressed, if she's walking around that office with her shirt tucked in, that tail gonna be out anyway. So it really is. It's not going to make no difference by the way she built, clearly. I mean, she could put on she could be dressed like a 1992 house dancer with a big old rugby on, I guess. But it looks like they showed her some love and a compliment. So, and like they told her she was completely covered. Because y'all know they fired that teacher. The teacher that was been over the controversy over the years, they fired that sister. They found a reason to get her up out of there. So let's just be clear. When didn't really mean to make a joke with the clear reference, but other women do have a problem with attractive sisters, and you might have an issue with attractive sisters being built like this. Because again, who's working in the auto shop at that Costco? Let's keep it a buck. I mean, granted, I live in Portland, Oregon, so the chances are it ain't gonna be too much melanin off up in that auto shop. So who are they upset at? That's looking at her. Out of all the people in the damn store, it's the people in the auto shop. That just mean that folks done overheard. So yeah, that definitely does sound like some hater, because it goes on further on to read. It says, however, since since Isha has a beautiful curvaceous figure that may capture a gaze of shoppers, the HR department has a problem with it. And it comes to folks on TikTok. Oh, when it comes to folks on TikTok, Isha being a beautiful woman doesn't interfere with her doing her job. So clearly, the only explanation per TikTok users is that folks are simply jealous of her, which is quite sad. And quote, all my life I had to deal with that. No, please don't let them bully you. It's their problem, not yours. You are blessed, period. One user shared. You are covered completely. You look gorgeous and professional. No, it's not your fault. One user chimed in. Interestingly, a few people in the comment section pointed out the irony of Isha being sent to the office. After all, if a woman with a slimmer figure wore the same outfit, it wouldn't be an issue. Well, let's just be clear. If a woman that was shaped like 630 had the same outfit on, it wouldn't even be a thought. It would not be a thought. So again, I mean, okay, let's just keep it a buck. If she was white, if she was a white girl, do you think she would have this issue? There was a white girl who was trying to do the skits in TikTok a while back that I told y'all about. And it was like, that's not real. Nobody's body shaming you. But she was doing skits. Not to say that this ain't potentially a skit. I don't know. I don't know the legitimacy of it. It's made national news though. So, clearly there's something to it. Let's say, yep, my daughter got written up at work for her shorts being too short. She has a shape, but the little skinny minis were fine. One user shared in the comment section. Well, that says a lot. So basically, it's sounding like a kind of a gender, or not gender, but a body shaming issue. And how ironic we go from one body shaming story to another. Oh boy, let me get ready for this, family. Woo! All right, let's go. So, as y'all know, Lizzo is being sued by a few of her, I guess her former backup dancers. They were on TMZ. And so this article is from TMZ. It says Lizzo accusers claim dancers feared retaliation if they didn't do what she wanted. Lizzo's accusers, dancers fear retaliation, do whatever she wants or else. Now, and if you're noticing, there's other folks that are starting to come out and kind of give some Lizzo hell stories. And I'm not surprised at all, because I know what it looks like when you set somebody loose that probably shouldn't be. And then you put her in a position. Because let me just tell you something. Do y'all remember an artist from way back that they were like overly relevant, like because the machine said they were? Does anybody in this artist or in this chat, do y'all remember an artist by the name of Lil Nas X? I mean, because his career was so long ago. Like, the machine was using him, and it was using him, and using him. And then there was no tour. He's not a real artist, and he's just a agenda puppet. Y'all never really seen the big tour. And I guess at this point you could say, oh, well, yeah, there was the pandemic. Well, plenty of other people have had big tours. Beyonce is out there getting hers right now, which they're saying Beyonce is kind of stepping away from Lizzo too, as reported just like right before I went live. You understand? This is not looking well. And here's the thing with the business. When you seeing that, trust me, artists know each other. So if things are starting to break, they're breaking because they can. But you best believe there's somebody that know how Lizzo's get down is behind the scenes. And if Beyonce's making that step away from her, let me tell you something. They finna put Lizzo in check. Because again, I think when you're looking at these gimmick artists, they're starting to run their course. That's why I asked y'all, do y'all even remember Lil Nas X? Not that you could ever mention, I couldn't tell you a hook of his tunes. That's how like gone he is. I mean, let me just point something out to you. I don't think Ray Shrimmerd has put out a record in years. You can still say, I don't got no type. There's still people that like, oh, okay, I remember that song. You don't remember nothing of Lil Nas X because he was their boy. He wasn't one of music's own. He most definitely was not a drumhead. And I speak past tense because his career never was. But they will have to try to reinvent him at some form of fashion. But let me tell you, if the hammer comes down on Lizzo, what need do you see? Okay, y'all see what Sam Smith is doing right now? Do y'all see how they play little stupid X? They used him to usher in all this Satanism mess behind the guise of pushing it in the LGBT rainbow Skittles bag community, and now you have a white face to put on it. What use do they have for a Lil Nas X now? Thanks, idiot. And that's why I say, do y'all remember him? Y'all remember Lil Nas X? Because y'all ain't gonna hear from him no more. He died. Yeah, it's over for him, man. And that's just how they work. You're devil. You really want to deal with the devil? All right. You're going to be crying like them. Oh, y'all don't give up on Lizzo yet now. I've seen a space today. Y'all out your mind. Y'all are out your dog. Y'all don't give up on her yet. Y'all better not give up on Lizzo. She ain't do it. Boy, these women out here doing the whole Bill Cosby surviving R. Kelly. That's why I had to change the title. Surviving Lizzo. That's why I changed the title. I was just like, okay, we're just going to talk about the Lizzo story. But, well, damn. No, it's Surviving Lizzo. This is what it looks like when a person gets so juiced up that they really, truly believe the system likes them. The system loves them. That powerful machine that will put them in front of billions of people. And that they have some kind of weight in their world. How many artists have came and went in our generations that learned that harsh lesson? You understand what I'm saying? So check this out. Lizzo makes it clear her backup dancers will face repercussions if they don't do what she asks, even if it means getting freaky at live sex shows. Ooh-wee. At least that's what two of the women suing are claiming. The singer's former backup dancers, Ariana Davis and Crystal Williams, joined us on Wednesday on TMZ. TMZ Live, and told us about their experiences working under Lizzo. Ariana and Crystal accused Lizzo of coercing backup dancers to participate in nude cabaret shows, and they say there's an unspoken feeling among the group of having to bend to Lizzo's demands or be fired if they don't play ball. Isn't that what they normally say about powerful men and patriarchy? All this misogyny. What happened? What happened now? If you're a black person and you can hate yourself, is it that you can also be a woman and hate other women? That's plausible. As they allege it in the lawsuit, sometimes that means eating bananas out of sex performers' vages in Amsterdam. And they told us dancers who went along with Lizzo's idea of fun were rewarded with lavish private jet trips to tropical locations. Well, of course they were. But see, what you also have to understand that there's a price there too. Because see, they'll go on those trips, and then one of those trips, one of these rich old execs is going to be right there in the bed waiting on her with his old wrinkled ass wife being like, get your ass up in here for this threesome. And we're going to go ahead and take these pictures and this ritual right here. And who knows what else they got going on. Y'all understand what's going on with these folks? Like they're trying to throw, I mean, not that I have any problem with it, but they're throwing Young Thug under the bus, talking about they done caught people over there around him sacrificing goats. Of course they have. They trying to get that dude off. They doing the most over there. Blueberry muffin, you got it on the head. So y'all been understanding what these people are into. I mean, it ain't like that you've never heard this before, but y'all better understand. Rose said, sounds like the bras at R. Kelly spot in Atlanta. Fam. Don't it? And see, people are looking at her like she different than R. Kelly. No, the hell she ain't. No, the hell she is not. She's no different than R. Kelly. And that's just real truth. You see what I'm saying? That's real truth. Man, brother Afro Elite in the house. What is going on, my brother? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Black first, as always, my brother. And oh man, real quick, let me real quick shout out, man. Let me see y'all show my brother some love in the chat, man. It's Black Alpha Network's birthday, y'all. It is our brother's birthday today, so shout out to our brother, Black Alpha Network. You know, man, hopefully you somewhere enjoying your time, enjoying your day, brother. And hey, it's your day, brother. Miss D is sweet 201. Welcome, welcome, welcome. She says she's the same with them sex rituals. There you go. See, we done heard these stories before, but what's actually happening? See, okay, so here's the problem for Lizzo. Why are they throwing these things out with her? You know how many different artists they could throw under the bus? But these particular type of things that could, like you just said, it's easy to see. Oh, yeah, that's one of them sex ritual things she's doing. And then you're rewarding people like, yeah, oh no. You know, it's kind of sound like they doing you, sis. I mean, and hell, you know, if you're willing to play their game and be their puppet and do everything that they want you to do, well, sometimes you have to deal with what they want you to do. And that means that you have to go by their timeline of your success. And that's the truth. It goes on to say, on the flip side, they claim dancers who didn't feel comfortable doing everything Lizzo wanted would be threatened with termination. As for why they are no longer working with Lizzo, Crystal says she was accused of drinking before performances, and Ariana claims Lizzo body shamed her before gaining weight or for gaining weight. Now, mind you, Lizzo could sit out there and have her fat butt cheeks out at a basketball game, and that's cool. But she is so worried about how fat her dancers are getting. Why do you think that is? Is that the sign of a woman who actually wants to be large? Would a woman her size really be acting like that with other dancers if she herself despised being large, while knowing she's the perpetual mammy? So there's something going on there, probably a little deeper than we actually can say. But again, you know what it is, what it is. See, it goes on to read. As for why they're no longer working for Lizzo, but okay, I read that. And she claims that Lizzo used an admission of an eating disorder to justify firing her. Ow. Wow. And truth be told, if you actually look at the dancers to which they fired, as larger females, aesthetically, they're still more physically attractive than Lizzo. Jealousy is a beast, even when you're the star. It says Lizzo has yet to comment publicly or respond to the lawsuit in court, but her accusers have a lot to say here. And then I guess that wasn't enough. Also, Oscar nominee Sophia Nali Allison says she exited Lizzo's doc because singer was arrogant and unkind. quote, I was treated with such disrespect by her. So it goes on to say Oscar nominee Sophia Nali Allison says she exited Lizzo doc because singer was arrogant and unkind. I was treated with such disrespect by her. Okay. Sophia, whose short film, quote, Love a Song for Latasha, 2019, was nominated at the Oscars for Best Documentary Short Subject, revealed on her social media pages that she exited her role as the director of Lizzo's documentary in 2019 after only 2 weeks because she, quote, was treated with such disrespect by the Grammy-winning pop star. Allison's post went live several hours after the trio of former dancers of Lizzo's filed lawsuits against the singer, accusing her of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. I usually don't comment on anything pop culture related, Allison wrote. But in 2019, I traveled a bit with Lizzo to be the director of her documentary. I walked away after about 2 weeks. I was treated with such disrespect by her. I witnessed how arrogant and unkind she is. I was not protected and was thrown into a shitty situation with little support. My spirit said to run as fast as you effing can, and I am so grateful I trusted my gut. I felt gaslit and was deeply hurt, but I have healed. Reading these reports made me realize how dangerous of a situation it was. This kind of abuse of power happens far too often. Much love and support to the dancers. Wow. And there's another part of this story. I'm going to see if I think it's in this article. Okay, because y'all, because I had to pull up a few articles, because not every publication is trying to post the truth about what is being alleged here. So here's one article from part of an article from MSNBC. Let's see. It says plaintiffs Ariana Davis and Crystal Williams and Noel Rodriguez make numerous charges, including sexual, religious, and racial harassment, disability discrimination, assault, and false imprisonment. The legal complaint seems unspecified damages and names Melissa Vivian Jefferson, known professionally as Lizzo, her production company, Big Girl Touring, Inc., and Shirlene Quigley, captain of the performers' dance team. Representatives for Lizzo didn't immediately respond to the email seeking comment on the lawsuit. The court filing claims that after performing a concert in Amsterdam, Lizzo and her crew attended a sexually themed show at a club in the city's notorious red light district, where Lizzo began inviting the cast members to take turns touching the new performers. During the show, Lizzo led a chant pressuring Davis to touch the breast of one of the new women performing at the club. And the filing states. Finally, the chorus became overwhelming, and a mortified Miss Davis acquiesced in an attempt to bring an end to the chants. The complaint states plaintiffs were aghast with how little regard Lizzo showed for the bodily autonomy of her employees, or autonomy, I'm sorry. Or no, autonomy, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what it was. Autonomy of her employees and around her, especially in the presence of many people she employed. So, but are we surprised? They are pushing a certain wave over there. Dominique Devereaux in the house. What's going on? He said, I'm just tuning in. But to play devil's advocate, do you think they are fabricating these allegations because it's simply Lizzo's time to be brought down according to the elite shaming rituals? No, I believe it's absolutely true. But I believe both. I don't believe it's one or the other. I believe it's absolutely true. Me personally, because again, you remember what you're dealing with. You're not just dealing with how they're dealing with you spiritually in your persona with the people, but they're also ruining you. So they will get you in a position to make sure you just really believe you could do whatever you need to. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they want. And then now you have enough witnesses around to have seen, oh, yeah, they go all the way out. You see what I'm saying? So that is the type of game that they are in. And so, yeah, I totally believe it's both. But that's a great question, brother. A great question. Dark-skinned brother in the house. What's going on, my brother? I see you. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, false imprisonment. Blueberry Muffs getting sat on by Lizzo. Oh, Lord. Lord. Okay, so where we at here? Lizzo, who routinely champions body positivity, is also accused of calling out Davis for her weight gain after accusing the dancer of not being committed to her role. Whoa. That's kind of a loaded statement right there if you're listening to it. Her role. So there is something that, see, again, as you hear more of this story, you're really actually being exposed to the true agenda behind Lizzo. It's deep, but yet it's simple. But it's 1000% wicked. Let's see. Davis was fired in May for recording a meeting during which Lizzo had given out notes to the dancers about their performances, according to the complaint. Quigley, who served as a judge on the singer's reality show Lizzo, Watch Out for the Big Girls, accused in the lawsuit of pushing her Christian beliefs onto dancers. The court filing claims Quigley referred to Davis as a non-believer and told co-workers that no job and no one will stop me from talking about the Lord. Family, what twisted madness is going on over around Lizzo? So here we are having your because there's another report that they had people putting things in their mouth from that were previously in sex workers. That's what they're literally saying. Now, again, this is a civil suit, so there's no crime being committed there. So, I guess we can kind of really technically never know because, it's like either more true than not, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying. Oh, yeah, this cadence. Oh, she gonna be in there flipping off that lights on and off the light switch like Fatal Attraction with her career. Her manager ain't gonna be picking up the phone no more. You can't ignore me. I will not be ignored. Oh, wow. This is amazing. They're all over the place, family. So, okay, you're doing sex rituals, but then your manager is like a Christianity fanatic. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is a story too. So, yeah. Wow. 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 That's all I can really say. Wow. This is a true testament to the failure of the agenda. And again, we started off talking about the Democrats, like basically they're feeling distraught. They're verbally expressing worry and doubt of 2024's hopes. Because again, remember when they were telling you stupid fools, you think you so loud, you nobody listening to you, and you in the echo chamber. Okay, well, the echo chamber actually turned out into actual numbers or lack thereof. So again, stressing to you that silence sometimes is voting power. And it always will be voting power because, again, if they say we have to use our voice, then you use your voice to make sure. What do businesses or employees do? They strike, they boycott to get negotiated with. Because if you're not negotiating year after year and re-upping that contract and re-upping the conditions, then it could become a lopsided you are used type of situation, right? So it only makes sense for us as a Black community to, if you're talking to the Democrats, you need to be bringing us something different. Blueberry Muffin said, hope on the left cheek and change on the right cheek. Yes, indeed. And these people, they know what it is. And that's why now all of a sudden you're starting to hear people talk, we need to talk to Black men. We need to talk to Black men. Yeah, Black men. That's who we need to talk to. Yeah. True indeed. However, this is also one of your Black men.
We would be in a level of comfortability if Hillary Clinton was
president. I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with him. I think that we would be having, I think the both genders would be at war with each other. That's what I think would be happening if Hillary Clinton was
Well, I'll tell you this, that Black men, I'm not speaking for all of us here, but Black men are some of the most misogynistic people on the planet.
Wow.
Thank you.
Sambo.
Like my brother Black Alpha Network says, Buck Broken Bakari sellers. Buck Kari sellers. I mean, this dude here, Black men are some of the most misogynist men on the planet. Well, my brothers and sisters, I don't know what to tell you. One thing I can tell you is they're over here talking about surviving Lizzo. And Lizzo got folks out here forcing folks into sexual type of ritualistic type of behavior. And if they don't, then they'll use their power and influence. And then on top of that, then they'll body shame a woman and make her feel some kind of way about opening up in confidence to say, well, you got my back. You push this agenda. I got an eating disorder. And then you use that to fire the system. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, that's some sisterhood for you, ain't it? And all of this misogyny over here in the Black community, I don't know what to tell you, but, boy, that's some sisterhood. Y'all just hate Black women. No. Oh, wait. I got to play one more thing for you, too. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, we gotta hit some more things real quick before we go. Just so you can get in your mind the type of people that we got around here. I keep telling y'all the Shield crew is something else. And Greg Carr, he's one that, again, like with Roland ain't never gonna get on nobody's television. That's not happening. However, they are using them at their, I guess, whatever level you could use them at. And so what they're trying to do is undermine us as much as possible. So listen to this, family. This dude is absolutely the worst.
Okay.
My bad. Hold on.
Because it isn't just about who was enslaved. It's about now what attaches to blackness as a consequence of enslavement. So I don't care where you come from in the world. Greg, of America, blackness attaches to you as a form of stigma.
Greg, the ADOS and the foundational black people going to be upset with you.
All of you. I want all of the smoke because it's baby smoke, number one. And number two, I'm a descendant of those who was enslaved. And number three, bring your best in fact, bring them all. In the words of William Rakim Griffith, I take 7 MCs, put them in a line, and then find 7 more brothers who think they can run. Then find foolishness. Are you
Always with the corny. Yeah, man, because I can recite somebody's rhyme, man. Get out of here. Yeah, in the famous words of Rakim. Stop it. You can say what you can do, but you ain't doing it. And you can say what you would do in these positions, but we ain't heard you say it. And then it's always, see, what they don't understand, what we do understand is our power is being felt by the very same party that you keep pandering for. And guess whose voices are louder? It ain't you. It ain't the Roland Martins. It ain't the Michael Eric Dysons. It's not the Bakari Sellers. It's not Trick Kumar. Might have to change his name. Trick Kumar. He is Trick Kumar. Trick Kumar Johnson. And of course, you got the panderers. But again, with Greg Carr, there's a whole, like, he retweets this because this is what he celebrates. On July 4th, nonetheless, 50 years of CARICOM. There is no American flag on this at all. But yet he'll come around us saying that we need to be opening our reparation discussions up for all of these countries who have legitimately excluded us from their claim. Y'all see all them flags? Where you see the American flag? Where that at? No, sirree, Bob. And that's why we have to watch these folks. Because again, and then we were, well, what about Malcolm X? Malcolm X was a Garveyite. Okay, well, let me refresh your memory.
I think you're right there. I would not limit our employment demands to Negroes. I would include Puerto Ricans and other minorities throughout our country, which have been similarly discriminated against, though not for so long a period of time as Negroes.
Puerto Ricans weren't enslaved. Yeah, this is a problem that stems from slavery. And this compensation, yes, sir, this compensation is coming to people who were enslaved by the white man for 400 years. The Puerto Ricans don't even fit into this picture.
Well, they do fit into it.
No,
they do fit into it.
The problem is the Negro problem. They're not lynching Puerto Ricans.
If a dark-skinned Puerto Rican went down to Mississippi, he probably would be lynched too.
Spanish, he wouldn't be lynched.
No, they don't.
It's the Negro here, and as long as he can speak Spanish or some other language, or if he ties his head up with a turban or something, he can go anywhere in Mississippi or in your home that he desires.
You're not aware of the fact, are you, that African students have been arrested in our demonstrations in the South?
When they
speak French.
When they have been mistaken for the so-called Negro in America, they've been arrested.
What I'm saying is,
what we are saying is hashtag hands off our reparations, CARICOM.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? I told y'all this was not going to be a long broadcast because we just wanted to talk real quick about Lizzo, surviving Lizzo, and then also the Democrats having their major issue. And then, of course, we also had to touch upon the Costco situation with this sister here, who some might think is doing a little taste thirst trapping, trying to be like Office Depot Bay, and who knows? There might be a little truth to that. Might be a little truth to that. However, with this whole Lizzo thing, it does definitely speak to a changing of energy. For a while there was a great deal of gender warring nonsense. And then using all of these artists to basically come out here and be some kind of nanny boo-boo to black folks and saying, hey, I can do whatever I want to do out here because the machine is backing me. Well, like I said, with the quickly forgotten career of Lil Nas X, and now the emerging details and breaking news of Lizzo and her antics, it is speaking to a changing of playing field. So as the Lil Nas X's become irrelevant, and as Lizzo has her little situation, all of a sudden there's two words coming out of society: black men. And it's not black men in shaming. No, we have to engage black men. So that whole agenda doesn't work for Lizzo, because she was there to be the big plantation mammy to dissuade the black community's thoughts. Now with what has happened and they're conceding to the numbers, that means that all of these antics were lost on us. And none of it worked. So now you're seeing how they're reacting. And you're being put out to pasture. So with that being said, you have people that have put themselves in positions with dealing with the machine and saying, hey, well, I'm going to do with this, like Billy Porter. Billy Porter over there getting divorced. It's like, man. Well, Billy Porter,
you shouldn't have been talking shit.
And so now Lizzo, remember all the, but I'll do this, and I don't care what nobody say. I
own your stuff, little girl. Own it.
Okay.
So for those who might be out there thinking that, well, you guys are jumping to conclusions and blah, blah, blah. No, they finna do this, chick. And I'm telling you right now, one of the surefire ways that you know they're gonna take a little chip out of her is Beyonce backing off from her. And so many people noticed that within hours. You understand what I'm saying? Like, oh man, Beyonce gives Lizzo the cold shoulder. Oh Lord. Yep. Things are changing. And now all of a sudden you have to start talking about the real true black agenda. So with that being said, for all of you who have thought that you were waiting in the wings to be the next Lizzo or Lil Nas X, and you would come out to be disruptive to our agenda of empowerment, reparations, and justice. Well, I think I speak safely to say firm for myself that here at Beatzilla PDX official show, and all of us in the chat, the grassroots, the voices of new black media, I think I could say I'm pretty sure, Beth, that I speak for all of us when I tell all of you who think that you are going to be the next Lizzo or Lil Nas X or Billy Porter to come over here and be overtly disruptive to the Black agenda. Oh, and Greg Carr and Roland Martin too, as well. This song is dedicated to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Dominique Devereaux. Oh, Lord. Woo. So yes, indeed. Oh yeah, Rose City said, I hear the PPT favorite phrase, when white supremacist is done with his tools, they break them. And this is a perfect demonstration of a tool literally running its course of use before your face. The real time of tool breaking is different than this go around. You're not gonna get 60 years in the Senate to go ahead and do something. That ain't happening here. So you better maximize the 5 minutes they give you and write that one on out, because that's about it, baby. Now, with that being said, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to support this broadcast and put some money in the bucket, you can definitely do so by way of Cash App. That is $ beatzillapdx. That's Cash App, $ beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, and that is Zilla Muzak. That is ZillaMuzak at PayPal. So, yes, indeed. Cyberdyne said the anthem. Yes, indeed. Because sometimes those folks just need to know, like, we are not going to be easily deterred. We're not easily going to be swayed. And we are paying attention more now than ever before to all of the different antics coming our way to try to get us up off of our square. And we are preparing ourselves mentally, spiritually, and physically to combat that at every step of the way. So with that being said, shout out to all of you for also doing the same. Much appreciative, because I can't do it by myself. No voice can do it by themselves. It is all about all of us. So with that being said, family, this has been the midweek report. And this has been Surviving Lizzo. Boy, this woman is off the chain, isn't she? See, when you set folks free in the, like, whatever was going on with this woman before, they are setting loose. And you know, I didn't dawn on me what I kind of use right now, but look at the pictures. The pictures on the screen are pink. There's something to the pink, if you didn't know. That certain groups are known to cross their artists or people over with, and so then you kind of get a new persona. But nonetheless, who knows if that's what's happening right there? I can't say. Just something to pay attention to. So with that being said, we will be back here Friday for the weekly wrap up. And don't let these folks get you caught up, because these people out here have a stone cold agenda. And with this whole Lizzo story, you're just getting exposed to a different side, or shall we say darker side, to that same said agenda. So with that being said, just be glad you're seeing behind the veil of what it really was. So all that body positivity stuff you were talking about, no, it was just an agenda. So just how I started this broadcast talking about the Democrats being worried about the lack of Black voters, especially our age of Black male voters and underneath us. That's a point of real concern for them. But that is literally the demographic that they were looking to undercut over the last couple elections. So that says now what? When you stand on your square, don't change your position. It might not happen overnight. But as the world changes, your position stays the same. And now the world has to stare reparations in the face. So never, never, never change that position. With that being said, family, make sure y'all stay tuned into this channel. Hit the like button, share on your social media. If you have not subscribed to this channel, do so now. Hit that notification bell, hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded. And with that being said, I will see y'all on the weekly wrap up. And with that being said, y'all stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a great night.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.